Alright, so here's an alternate version of the combo deck that I was talking about with the armed dragons. Basically, this one uses more synchros, so the combos are a little bit more difficult, but basically you put up, instead of the DPE scythe, you basically put up another Omni Negate. So barrel on the floor, you put up that Omni Negate, and then you draw a couple more cards. So it's a trade-off. Do you want to DPE and Scythe lock your opponents, or do you prefer to put up that extra Omni Negate and then draw a few more cards while doing so, and potentially even drawing into your DPE? So let's go look at that combo. I'll go with this one step by step because it is a more complicated combo than the other one. There's a lot of stuff that you can really mess up if you don't do correctly. So I think it's kind of important for me to explain this. So I draw into the Fusion Destiny. That means that we're going to get DPE out. I'll put this one up at the as the very last thing I do, so then that way you understand the combo, and I'll keep it kind of separate, right? So I'm going to start off right here with the Lightning. Lightning is going to give me access to Tempest. Tempest will act as our extender that we're going to have. So then we're going to activate level 7 right here. Level 7 will allow me to add something to my hand. I'm going to add Flash right here. So if I wanted to, I can now Scythe lock my opponents because I have two extenders now. Basically, I have two extenders that I can use. So I can Scythe lock my opponent if I want to, but I want to keep it simple. I don't want to do that this time. So we're going to go Pile Armed Dragon right here. Actually, I have three extenders because Tempest is an extender as well. So Tempest, Fusion Destiny, plus Flash. But Fusion Destiny will stop me from being able to make my summons, basically. So I'm going to go Pile Armed Dragon right here. Activate the effect of Pile Armed Dragon. And then we're going to send, let's send level 5. Then boost the level. Activate level 5, and then this will allow me to grab, I can grab Dragonity Armogram. That would be another extender, which is exactly what I'm going to go with. So now we'll be able to extend with Tempest, the Dragonity Armogram, plus Armed Dragon Flash, and then Fusion Destiny will be our DPE. So we're going to go Galaxy Tomahawk. Activate Tomahawk. And then bring our tokens out. So basically you only need one token to basically get this combo. I should show off the DPE version of this, but you might not have this many extenders in hand. I played this deck a lot, so I know how to get access to more extenders and create opportunities, but I'm just going to go IP Masquerena right here. Keep it very simple. I'm going to keep it very simple. Now, if I wanted to make that extension play that I was talking about, what I could do is go Artifact Dagda right here. Artifact Dagda, I can trigger that Dagda with Flash. Matter of fact, I'll just do it. Why not? Why not just do it? So I'll go Dagda with this, plus this. I'll just do it. Why not? And I'll trigger it with Flash. Now, in the case that you're playing this and you don't have Flash in hand and you can't do this, what you should do is just don't worry about this. You're going to go into something different. So imagine this is still one of your tokens, right? So all I did really is just set the scythe. That's all I pretty much just did, was just set the scythe. But imagine this is still your token. Imagine this is IP Masquerena. The combo does not change. So what we're going to do now is go into Sprite Elf. You would use one of your tokens plus your Dagda to go into Elf. But in this case, think of it as if this is your IP Masquerena. Don't think of this as Elf. I mean as the Dagda. So hopefully that makes sense, right? So basically what I just did was I was able to get the Scythe lock. So still, we're going to still end with the same Endboard, but more powerful than what we did before. And then right here, we're going to need an extender. We have an extender in Graveyard with Tempest, and we also have an extender with the Dragoonity Armor Gram. Now I'm going to use Tempest as my extender right here, banishing the Tomahawk, and then I'll banish something else from my grave, preferably like the Lightning. And then I'll use these two to go into Aurora, or actually, you know what? I need to actually use these to go into Barricade Board Blocker, because this was supposed to be a token, so I wasn't supposed to do that. So that's where the Barricade Board Blocker can come in clutch, because you can still make these plays. So I'm going to Barricade Board Blocker right here. And then I don't need to activate that card's effect because I've already gotten the effect out of it. So then we'll go into Aurora. Aurora is going to activate, bringing out 3 tokens. Now, the cards that you pop are extremely important right here. You want to activate Aurora, go to a second effect, use a Mega Phantom Beast, not the Galaxy Tomahawk. Use one of the Mega Phantom Beast tokens plus Aurora to bring out O-Lion. And it is very important that you don't have any more bodies on the field, because you will lock yourself out. So you make sure, that's why you use the Barricade Board Blocker as well, because you clear up space. That extra space for that body that you put on the field, you clear that space back off by doing that. So you want your Sprite Elf up here, trust me, otherwise it will not work. So we're going to go into TG Hyper Librarian. And then we're going to activate the O-Lion. Now me, I like to keep all the stuff over here, so then that way I don't accidentally use this token. And then we're going to use our Sprite Elf to revive our O-Lion. And then we're going to activate to go Excel Sync Run with our O-Lion plus one of the tokens. This will allow us to draw a card. Then we're going to use the Excel Sync Run right here to discard from the deck to the graveyard our Jet Sync Run. If you draw into it, you won't be able to do this combo unless you can banish it somehow and then get it back into the deck. But basically you can run two Jet Sync Runs to avoid that issue, because then it'll be harder to draw into both of them, because you're going to be drawing a lot anyways. So you can reduce this card's level by the Scent Monster. You always reduce with this particular combo, and then that'll allow you to go into Baronne de Fleur, right? So that's Omni Negate number 1. Then you're going to be able to draw a card, bring back your Jet Sync Run by discarding something. In this particular case, I'm going to discard this because I can bring this back from my hand or graveyard. So that's basically a free discard. And then I can use these two to go into Cupid Pitch. Always in this particular case, when you activate this card right here, it has to be on the field to resolve its effect. So you need to go Cupid Pitch, Chainlink 1, TG Hyper Librarian, Chainlink 2. Decrease this card's level. Well, it doesn't matter because they're both still going to be on the field, but decrease its level just in case something does happen. Decrease the card's level, and it's a draw effect, and the Cupid Pitch resolving is more important. But I mean, either way it goes, it doesn't really matter, I guess. Borlo Savage Dragon, you use these two. Go into Borlo Savage Dragon. This is your second Omni Negate. I could put it over here, but I don't really care. We're not really going to be doing any more Link summons. after this, even in, as far as follow up goes, other than the IP Masquerena. So right here, we're gonna equip the Auroradon. That gives us 3 Omni Negates, and then we can add a card to our hand. Of course, we're gonna add Nemesis Corridor. Activate Nemesis Corridor, and we can unbanish something. I'm going to unbanish the Galaxy Tomahawk. And then go into Thunder Dragon Colossus right here. There we go. And then we still have Dragoonity Armogram to bring out if we wanted to do that. And then we can bring out DPE as well. So, of course, when you're scythe locking somebody, you have to remember the scythe needs a place to go into. So just keep that in mind. And of course, I put DPE right here under this arrow because when I pop DPE, I'm going to fusion summon after that. So that's why I put DPE right there. Hopefully this all makes sense in just a second. So when I end my turn, basically now it's my opponent's turn. I got Omni Negate. Let's look at my board. Omni Negate here with Baron de Flor. Omni Negate with Borlo Savage Dragon. DPE can pop. I also have Thunder Dragon Colossus. My opponents can search. This card can revive back IP Masquerena once my opponent puts a monster on the field, because for them, they have to have a monster on the field for me to bring back a rank or a link 2 or a link monster, basically a level 2. I should have set both of my Call by the Graves, but it's okay. They will not be able to break this board more than likely. So they're going to set some back row. And then it looks like they're going to end their turn. So what I'm going to do is use DPE to pop one of these back row. Actually, you know what? I'm going to pop DPE to clear the space because I do want to use IP Masquerena. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to pop my own DPE, pop my own scythe as well. And then I'm going to activate Sprite Elf, bringing back IP Masquerena. Oh, well, I can't bring back IP Masquerena because they didn't summon anything. Never mind. So, mistake on my part. But the opportunity is there if you want to do so. So the opportunity is there. So, big mess up on my part, but hopefully this all makes sense. So now I lose my DPE because they didn't put a monster up, and I just made a huge mistake of not actually paying attention to what they were doing. So, you know what? I could use Baron de Flor to basically move. Let's see, this is a level 5. Do I have any? This is a level 2. Do I have a level 3 engrave? Matter of fact, I figured it out. Let's do this. Baron de Flor. Oh, that's a level 3. Perfect. Baron de Flor, revive back DPE. DPE, pop itself, plus one of their back row. I'm a smart player. I'm a smart player. Normal, out the lightning, go right back into it. Oh my god, I'm smart. And then I could even get a token. Why not? Why not just get a little token? And then I can use Baron de Flor to pop his other back row. So I am a pretty smart player, as y'all can see. I'm not the dumbest player of all times. Though I feel like it sometimes, but not too dumb. Then I still got follow up. All three of these monsters can summon from the graveyard if I choose to do so. Um, but I'm just going to attack for game, call it a night. And GG. So DP still would have been able to come back because of the way that I used that Baron de Fleur to dodge my DPE not being able to go back onto the field, but you could still bring back DPE even if you locked it out, regardless. But I wanted it back on the field now. A lot of the cards in the deck are level 3, so as y'all can see, I just simply looked in the graveyard, looked in the deck, saw what all I had, pay attention to all my cards, and then basically continue to make plays. See what's in my graveyard, what do I need to revive, do that, bring Baron de Fleur back out, full combo. Now I can show the other deck so y'all can see the difference between the two decks. If you didn't see my last video, but that was a more powerful Endboard, but you do have to have an extender with the synchro version of this deck. So this is the deck that I just played, that I just showed y'all, the synchro version of it, and then the DPE scythe version of it, which this one is more consistent, I would say, than the other version, because you're going to be using these link spiders to basically be able to create your inboard consistently every single turn. You'll have a way to consistently every single turn trigger your Dagda, or not every single turn, but every time you create this inboard, it's very consistent. Basically, this is the most consistent version of the deck that I've created. And then this one here, you kind of have to have an extender. So if you use up your normal summon, which you really shouldn't, because the way to basically play everything revolves around discarding to summon. The only one that you would probably normal summon would be discard. So yeah. So hopefully, I kind of showcased how powerful this deck can be. If you think that this deck is extremely powerful and you want to play it, you can. As you guys saw, my end board was Thunder Dragon Colossus, DPE, Borolo Savage, Baron de Fleur, um, Sprite Elf, plus a Appaloosa Boa the Goddess. Of course, I didn't actually bring this out because my opponent never actually summoned a monster, but I was going to be able to summon this by simply just waiting for them to summon a monster, and then I would have been able to revive my IP Masquerena and go right into that. Um, so yeah, crazy inboard that you can create with this particular deck. If you want to play it, try it out, go online with it. People are going to rage quit before you even get a chance to attack. I guarantee it. They never stick around for an inboard like this because it creates way too much advantage and disruptions, too much power. It's super hard to play through. If you can't search, and on top of that, you're getting 2 Omni Negates stopping you, and you couldn't use the extra deck anyways, you basically don't have to really negate anything because they're extra deck locked. And then when they do try to make plays, they can't search. So you just have to really negate the main pieces that they put up. The main things that they put up that can generate any kind of advantage, you just stop that, and then most decks can't make any plays past that. This can beat Flow Under Ease because they only really have 2 ways to be able to make their summons. If you negate both of those, they pretty much lose. And then pretty much any other board can't really play through this. Sprite can't play through none of this. They need their extra deck, and when they're summoning out monsters, you're just negating them. So it's hard for any decks to really play through this. Even like Runics can't play through this. You scythe lock a Runic player, they're pretty much done for. And then on top of that, the Omni Negates just basically make it to where they can't do anything. So destroys most of the meta with this particular deck, and you probably never even heard of or even played or saw Thunder Dragons unless you've stayed consistent with the Yu-Gi-Oh animes and saw one of the characters actually plays the Thunder Arm Dragon Thunder level 10. So yeah,